Don't miss these important steps in making the most effective way to use and make a comfy compress for sprained ankles or wrists.
Strains, sprains, bruises, Comfrey is absolutely wonderful. And there are many ways to use Comfrey, and I'm going to show you how to make a Comfrey compress. Now I'm going to start out, I'm taking clean, like an old t-shirt or a flannel shirt would be even better, and cutting it into strips. Now I want bigger strips if it might be for my ankle, and smaller strips for my wrist. Now I'm also going to take trash bags and cut them into strips. Now many people will tell you to use saran wrap, but if you have to fight with the saran wrap like I do, this is a much better option. Now I'm starting out with my Comfrey. I had plenty of Comfrey during the spring, so I dried some up. But I always dry, most of the time I dry my herbs whole. So it's just a matter of getting some. Now you can certainly crumble this up with your hands or chop it up, but it's so much more effective just to use a little herb grinder. And this is the Hamilton Beach where the little thing comes out, which really makes it great. Now, I'm not trying to powder it. I just kind of want it in small pieces. And now this is I'm probably going to put, this is about a handful. Now I really want a strong tea, so I'm going to put another leaf in here, another leaf or two. And that's like another probably handful I'll put in there. Now I'm going to be using a cup, so I'm going to take whatever cup I'm going to use and pour this in here. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to cover it up and take it off my heat source and let it steep for about 10 minutes. Okay, now while our comfrey leaves are steeping, I want to get a few other things together. Now one thing that many of the videos leave out about using a comfrey compress are the other things that would make it even more effective. Now they're all going to tell you to put the warm tea on and wipe it up. But it's going to make this a lot more effective is to either apply a heating pad to it or a hot water bottle, something that you can apply heat and keep it hot for about 20 minutes. But one step further than that is afterwards you want to apply an ice pack. Now I like these soft ice packs that stay soft when they're frozen. And you want to then apply ice to the injury for about 15 minutes. And these are going to stay cold for about 15 minutes. Or you can use the rice ice packs they have now that you can keep on the freezer.
Okay, now the heat is going to dilate the blood vessels, bringing in fresh new blood for repair. Then cold is forcing out the old blood and toxins. Heat once more brings in fresh new blood for repair. Cold is forcing out the old blood and toxins. Heat once more brings in the new blood. Cold forces out the old blood and toxins. Now the first day of your injury, you don't want to apply heat at all. Only apply the compress cold. Let your comfort tea cool to room temperature to reduce inflammation. Apply cold packs throughout the day, 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Never put ice directly on the skin. Use a towel or cloth between the skin and the ice. Begin the hot and cold treatment the day after. And keeping your arm or leg elevated throughout the day will really help with the inflammation.
Okay, now my comfrey has set about 10 minutes and I'm going to go ahead and strain it. Now, I could have put the comfrey in the cup and then poured hot water, but because I'm going to be using this several times, to really be more effective, you want to do it at least 3 times a day. So I'm get my comfrey leaf strained, and then I'm going to just put my little rolled up, cut up t-shirt in here. Now this may still be a little too hot to handle, and right now this is pretty warm. So you may have to let it set set it a little longer where you can handle it. But the more heat you can handle, the better it's going to be. And of course, if you have young children, you really want to make sure it's not too hot. So it's just, I'm keeping it fairly wet. So I'm just wrapping it. Of course, if I was doing this to somebody else, I could wrap it a little neater. Then I'm going to take my plastic bag I already had cut up, and I'm going to wrap it again. And then, to hold this heat in, I'm going to put another towel around it. Now, if I'm not using a heating pad or anything like that, I would really double this up and get it on there. And I might pin it with a pin or put tape on it to hold it on. But I want this to be the most effective. So I'm just going to take that off. And I'm going to take my heating pad. It's hard to get one small enough. And wrap it up and let it, I'm going to sit down and rest and let this heat up for 20 minutes. Now then after that, I'll come back with my cold ice pack, whether it's a rice bag or cold pack, and I'm going to leave this on for 15 minutes. Now, you really need to do this 2 or 3 times a day for it to be really effective. Okay, now after I've done all this, I'm going to pour my comfrey leaf back in my pan, pour my tea back in, and then I can reheat it throughout the day for as many times as I want to do this.
Now the comfrey root is even more potent than the leaves, so watch my next video using comfrey root. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, and share. We are a small family farm and we need your support to continue to make these videos and share natural healing remedies. Visit me at familyguidetoherbs.com. Now my channel name on YouTube is Carolyn Gibson Herbalist.